My name is Scott Surovell. I'm a state senator, represent the 36th Senate District of Virginia. I've served the legislature since 2009. My district basically runs from the Woodrow Wilson Bridge down to Stafford County. It also includes the Possum Point Power Station, which you've heard a lot about this morning since I've been here in the last 20 minutes. Just to give you a little bit of background, I'm going to talk a little bit about Virginia's problem. Number two, what we're working on. Virginia, number three, I'm going to tell you what I think you all ought to do. Number one, in terms of our state, the Chesapeake Bay watershed, we have 4 different coal ash dumps. We have Possum Point, Bremo Bluffs, Chesterfield County, which you also heard about on the Chesapeake site. Possum Point, 3 are on, one's on the Potomac and 3 are on the James River. All are operated by Dominion Resources. The Possum Point site originally had 5 coal ash ponds that we consolidated into 1 pond. That one remaining pond is about 500 yards from the tidal estuary, just south here on the Potomac River, about 20 miles to the south. The Bremo Bluff plant is right on the edge of the James River. Chesterfield site, the coal ash dump actually sits in an oxbow lake. They dumped the coal ash into an oxbow lake that was the James River 100 years ago, and that's where the ash is sitting today. And then lastly, Chesapeake was an island built out of coal ash in the middle of the Elizabeth River, right below Norfolk. So they built an island out of coal ash in the middle of the river, and it has a coal ash pond in the middle of a coal ash peninsula sitting in the river. That's what we have in Virginia. Dominion, in the assessment, I've passed now, I've put in 10 different pieces of legislation about this, passed 2. Dominion last year, at the order of one of my bills, did an 800-page assessment. It's about this big, explaining the problem. They admitted there's coal ash leakage at all 4 of their sites, all throughout Virginia, even though some of the ponds are allegedly lined. I have constituents who have their groundwater wells that have been poisoned. Dominion has offered to purchase out, buy out, or to actually connect people to public water because their water wells are no longer used. They've actually purchased some properties at some other sites because of this pollution all over the state. They've also been found by a federal judge down in Richmond that their Chesapeake site is in violation of the Clean Water Act due to groundwater leakage into the Elizabeth River. Right now, that's kind of the situation we're dealing with. As I've mentioned to you, I've put in 10 bills. There's probably about 5 or 6 others in the last 2 years. I've been working on this since 2015. Dominion estimates it's going to cost between $2 and $12 billion to fix. The legislature's looked at this. We've decided that, I think what we've decided is that we want to look at focusing on coal ash recycling. And I think that's what you all ought to focus on, not on figuring out easier ways to store this stuff in what's been proven to be leaky, bad, unlined, or mostly unlined ponds that don't function. Just to give you some perspective, the Virginia Department of Transportation told me that they're making the best concrete they've made in 70 years using coal ash. The problem is they can't find enough of it. They've had to, concrete producers in Virginia have had to import slag from Poland to make up for the lack of coal ash they've had. There's a concrete precaster in Woodbridge in my district that came to my office this year in Richmond and told me that they had to import 20,000 cubic yards of coal ash from Italy through the port of Baltimore to supply their coal ash needs because we don't have enough of it here in Virginia to supply our concrete needs. And so I think there are plenty of proven solutions. The Belton Brick Company in Baltimore has said they can make paving stones or brick stones out of this stuff. There's a group called CFAT on the East Coast that will take coal ash and recycle it into a usable coal ash product for concrete. And none of these proposals do anything to help recycling. And recycling is one way we can solve this problem forever. We get out of the ground, dig it up, use it, make it into a product, create some jobs, and be done with it forever instead of leaving it where it is, causing all this leakage and all these problems. So I would suggest that you all focus on that some instead of figuring out ways to store this stuff in place where it continues to leak. Thank you for your time.